Hi, it's Doug here. Today we're back with a new game that I picked up about 4 days ago called Rogue Regiment, SAS Rogue Regiment. It's published by Wordforge Games and designed by Robert Butler. I don't know Robert Butler, but I do know Wordforge Games because I have played one or two of their games before and I still own this one. This is D-Day Dice. So yeah, I know the publisher, so I took a risk, not knowing anything about Rogue Regiment, and I just picked it up and we thought we'll give it a go. All I've done is I've taken the shrink off the box. I haven't really even looked inside the box, but Rogue Regiment, it looks like it's inspired by the book Rogue Heroes, which was all about the formation of the SAS in the early years of World War II. And their integration with the Long Range Desert Group in North Africa. This does not look like North Africa. This looks like, I don't know, Europe. This doesn't appear to be anything to do with the Long Range Desert Group. It looks like that's a Messerschmitt 109 strafing our stout chaps here, and it looks like they're in a tricky situation, but I'm sure they can get their way out of it. But yeah, Rogue Regiment. Looks like it's heavily inspired by Rogue Heroes. And if anyone hasn't seen the Rogue Heroes TV series that was done a couple of years ago, I strongly recommend it. And I suspect this game may have been sort of inspired by the book or the TV show. They've even used the stenciled fonts, which I think was heavily used in the TV show. So yeah, it looks like it doesn't look like it's North Africa. It looks like it's Europe. Oh, hang on, let's have a look. So what are we doing here? Oh, it's D-Day. Okay, so I guess for marketing purposes, D-Day is sexy. So it looks like we're in D-Day. So we're a few years on from North Africa. Yeah, but it looks like it's a tactical sort of one-on-one unit game. SAS Stealth Action System. Oh, that's clever. So it looks like they can basically come out with a whole lot of expansions. So yeah, anyway, I haven't even really looked. I have opened the box, but I haven't really done much with it. I've just basically had a look, and there's a lot of air in here, so I suspect this was probably a Kickstarter. And there's a mission book. Sorry, I've knocked the camera. Rules. The rules actually quite a thick rule book, but I'm delighted it's not like a big square rule book, which I find a total pain to actually use. This is a nice, sensible A4 rule book, but there are about 30 or 40 pages there. We've just got lots of stuff in the box. We've got, looks like 4 characters: Jock, Paddy, Ginger, Anders. Paddy. So that's probably Paddy Main. Don't know who Ginger is. Don't know who Anders is. Jock. That's probably Jock Lose. But Jock Lose, I believe, was killed in action in 1941, so I'm not sure what he's doing in Normandy, but maybe this is just inspired by a whole lot of air, which probably was for all the Kickstarter content, and there is, in the bottom, a whole lot of... Oh, okay, that's probably part of the game. A whole lot of map boards and punch sheets here, so I think I will get punching, I will get reading, and we will take this game for a spin. Back soon. Okay, it's a couple of hours later and I've read the rules and I believe I've set the game up, and I'm not confident. There's a bit going on here. So basically this is a sort of single unit scale tactical stealth game. Sort of reminds me a little bit of Metal Gear Solid and sort of games like that in the past, where you've basically got to stealth your way around the board. So I'm going to play mission 1, or I'm going to try to. There are going to be a ton of mistakes here because I feel like I've only understood about half the rules. So in mission 1, apparently we've dropped into Normandy, but we're all scattered, and one of our chaps is over here being held by the Gestapo, or awaiting interrogation by the Gestapo. That's Anders, so I suspect he's a Scandinavian, possibly a Norwegian, I don't know. And the Gestapo want to basically extract the recipe for, I don't know, pickled herring or something like that Anders is known for. But we can't have that, so we have our unit here, Jock. He's going to basically try and get over into this room from down here and rescue Anders. So all I have to do here is basically get into that room and it's job done. Now I believe I've set the map up correctly. I believe I've deployed all these units out here correctly. So these are sentries. They're basically at fixed points, and they're just basically going to watch and rotate, I believe, in place based on the whim of this deck of cards. These units here are patrolling units which will follow these predefined paths around the board. They come in flavors of black and white. Not quite sure what that means. And there are also these guys here who are armed with submachine guns, and they are called guards. Okay, so I'm not sure what they're doing, but submachine gun. These other guys have rifles. These guys here have submachine guns. One thing about this game is all these units kind of look the same, so you've got to look a little carefully to see the difference between a submachine gun and a rifle. So rifles are slung, submachine guns are basically, yeah, they're being carried. So yeah, so how do we play this game? Well, I believe how we play this game is I'll have a turn, and then the game will have a turn. During my turn, I can use 4 action points to do a whole casserole of stuff, like move, pick up, drop, kill, shoot, move and shoot, I don't know, crouch, pop up, and things like that, climb. So I've basically got to use this this smorgasbord of actions and available, I don't know, my skill set to get over to that room without being too noisy. If I'm noisy, I will basically raise what's called an alert meter, which will eventually trigger an alarm, and then all hell will break loose. And yeah, I guess I don't want that to happen. What I gather from the game will, if I can just take my time and stealth my way over there and take hours doing it, the game won't have that. The game will basically have some mechanics to raise the stealth meter on me anyway. So, it looks like I've actually left a unit off here already, so I will pop a black patrolling unit out here, I guess. No, I'll put him here. Yeah, so anyway, we'll give this game a go. I'm going to make errors. It's a little bit more complex than I was expecting, but it looks interesting. Right, here we go. So a turn is operator phase, axis advance phase, event phase, axis patrol phase, axis attack phase, end phase. We will... and basically the game starts in stealth mode, but it will turn into battle mode when the alarm is raised, and the alarm is basically triggered if I'm basically too noisy or if the axis get alerted. So I will try and be as stealthy as I can, and I will enter the operator phase. Now, during the operator phase, I believe I can take 4 action points from this menu of options, and I basically spend the cost here. So I have to work out how to get over to Anders and stop the recipe for pickled herring falling into the hands of the Axis. So here we go. Right. 4 action points. Well, this guy is annoying, so we will try and get into there. So I think we will just go climb for 2. Climb for 2. I believe that's correct, and that is my turn. So what's next? The Axis advance phase. Now the Axis advance phase, I believe nothing actually happens because we're in the stealth section and no one is alert. If there are no spotted operators on the board, I get spotted when I'm basically turned over. No, I'm not. There's another unit. So there's no Axis advance phase because basically nobody is alert. So we move on to the event phase. The event phase. At the beginning of the first event phase, draw the top card and place it on. Okay, so we're basically turning a card up and we're putting it here, and we're going to basically do stuff with it. Now, during the stealth phase, we do this side of the card. During the, I don't know, battle phase, we do this side of the card, which looks like units are coming onto the board. So we have to put the patrol token on the card, black side up. So right, the first thing that happens is we basically follow the instructions on this card And that simply means we put the alert up one spot. So it's started on 7, which is easy, and it's gone to 6. If it gets to 0, the balloon's gone up and the axes are basically in battle mode. So there's no rotations, there's no patrolling units rotating. Do they move? No, they don't move during the event phase. I'm just basically spinning them around. So now I go to the Axis patrol phase. So during the Axis patrol phase, so we move our black patrol men. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's the center. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're not the easiest to see. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's it. So we move on to the Axis attack phase. I don't think there is any because basically there's nothing to attack. No. The end phase. What happens in the end phase? In the end phase, please do the following. If there are any alert Axis units, no. Spotted operators, no. Or the Willys Jeep on the board, advance the stealth meter 1 space. Nope. If there are spotted operators on the board, so I'm an operator, but no, blah, blah, no. Remove any corpse tokens. No. Remove the bomb. No, no, no. Remove cigarettes. What's a cigarette? Okay. All right, I think we're done. That's the end of the first turn. That was actually quite quick. This is an easy game if I don't get spotted. Operator phase. Okay, I want to get this guy quietly. So moving. Can I move over rocks? Do I have to climb over rocks? Oh, I think I've already cheated. I didn't have a grappling hook. Or did I have a grappling hook? I don't know. Alright, there's a picture of a grappling hook here, so maybe I did have a grappling hook. I don't know. Alright, let's assume I did. Anyway, this looks like it's off the rocks, so I feel like I'm already cheating. This might be a bit premature. But anyway, okay, let's go. We are going to go two, 3, and we're going to do a move and attack. Now, a move and attack is an option on our menu, and it costs 1 action. So this is our last action. So we're going to move here. And we're going to do what's called, it's a bit bloody this, but it's called an assassination. So basically, if you can be behind a unit, you can basically assassinate it. And it's simply removed and replaced with a body. Bit grisly, but that's the rule. So that's my 4 actions. So now we move on to the Axis advance phase. This was all very quiet, so no one's alert, so we go to the event phase. So we just turn this card over. Oops, upside down. And we'll turn this to white now. So this is saying all the white sentries, I believe, turn 1 space clockwise. So that's a white sentry, so he goes there. And there's a white sentry there. Are there any more? I don't see any more. Right, so now we go to the Axis patrol phase. So all the white patrollers will move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. The Axis attack phase, nothing. The end phase. So during the end phase, something about corpses were cleaned up. But I don't remember that. Inside buildings or on forest squares. Okay, so maybe we want to get rid of that thing. Alright, so nothing happens there. So that corpse is going to stay there and possibly spook the Germans when they see it. So we might want to get rid of it. So we'll move on to the next operator phase, turn 3. And we are going to I've got to move on to it, I assume. It's a pick up action. The pick up action is a free action. Simply move on to or finish a sprint action. Okay, so I've got to be there. Alright, so I'm going to move on to this thing for 1. I am going to pick it up for nothing. I'm going to move over here for 2 and move into this scrub for 3. 1, pick up, 2, 3, and I'm going to crouch. No, I'm not going to crouch. I will place. I'm going to place this corpse into an adjacent square right there. So it's there. Okay, so that's my 4 turns. There's no axis advance phase. There is an event phase. So we turn that over to black and we turn that up, and all that does is it puts the alert monitor down to 5, and the blacks will patrol 1, 2, 3, 4. They're just a little hard to see. There's got to be another black patroller. Yep, there he is. 1, 2, 3, 4. The board is a bit glary. Right, okay. This is not as difficult as I was expecting. The axis attack phase, there is no attack phase, the end phase. Right, so this is where I believe this corpse will disappear. No alert units, no spotted operators, remove. Okay, so that corpse is gone. So we got rid of that. So you just got to be quiet and clean. Right, next turn. Okay, so we haven't really gone very close to the... We've got to get over there. Okay, so what's our next move? Well, this looks dangerous over here because they're basically facing each other. So if I go over there and do stuff while this guy's watching, it won't end well. So I might work my way up here. So I can move through forests, I believe. Not sure. I'm in a forest. I think I can move through a forest. Well, let's say I can't. So let's just go 1, 2, assassinate for 3. Oh, sorry, move and attack for 2. So we will pick up for 3 and move back into here for 4. The move action is blocked by rock squares, water squares, hedges, crates, and high walls. So that's a forest. That's not a hedge, so that's fine. So I think that's all good. Axis advance phase, nothing event phase. Right, so this will be white. Right, what does that mean? Oops, that's the attack. Okay, so it's white. So all sentries, black, rotate 1 space clockwise. Doing. Black sentry, that's a black sentry. That's a black sentry. Oh, that's good. He's staring at the forest. I could have gone that way. And that's a black sentry. That's not a black sentry. What the hell's that guy? Oh, yeah, he's just a machine gunner. Just yeah, okay. All right. All right. And the whites will patrol. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a bit of a stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And the end phase. Alright. No axis attack phase. The end phase. Right. So during the end phase, there's nothing to do. I'm carrying a body. So we're done. So, next turn. Right. During this turn, we want to make some progress. So what I will do is I will place this body here for 1. Now, if I sprint, will I get heard? Additionally, if an operator uses the sprint action on a square adjacent to an action unit, the unit will become alert and turn to face the operator. Right. So I can sprint for two. Okay, so I've used one action point to place that corpse. 1, 2, 3. I have. Can't see the 1, 2, 3. Right. Okay. So I have sprinted, and I've used 3 of my 4 action points. So for my last action point, I will move and assassinate. And that is my 4 movement points. I probably can leave that there because nobody's going to come along and see that. So we will see. I'll have a think. Axis advance phase, event phase. Right, so that's black now. We turn that over. Black sentries turn 1 space counterclockwise. Okay, so that's a black sentry. That's a black sentry. Okay, so they're not robots. Right, okay. And black units will patrol 1, 2, 3, 4. This is kind of cool. It reminds me of Metal Gear Solid, which was a PlayStation game I was playing back in the, I don't know, late 1990s. You just got to kind of sneak your way around. Don't be noisy, otherwise the guards will alert. You sneak up behind them. You humanely dispatch them, and yeah, it's I'm getting Metal Gear Solid vibes here. Axis attack phase, end phase. Right, so that will disappear. That doesn't, and we're on to our next turn. Right, I think I've created a little bit of elbow room here, so I am going to make some progress up the board. So I am going to sprint. I can go 3 squares for 2 action points. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. 1, 2. Am I going to get spotted if this guy turns that way? I don't know. I'm not totally across the line of sight rules. So I will just stay there. I've used my 4 action points. There's no axis advance phase. There is an event phase. So that goes to white. Right. That's annoying. So I have to look some rules up. Oh no, it's patrollers. Okay, that's weird. So patrollers are spinning counterclockwise. Why would a patroller do that? Is it just to look? I don't know. All patrolmen on lines matching the colour indicated will rotate in the direction shown on the card, clockwise or anti-clockwise, until they are... Oh, okay, so they just do a 180. Okay, so these just basically spin around and go the other way. I didn't know they could do that. Good to know. So they're not doing robotic, monotonous, easy to plot, easy to plan, programmed patrols there. They can spin around and do all sorts of things. Clever game. I'm enjoying it. Right. Okay. And whites will patrol. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're on our way, hanging there, Anders. Okay, so during the end phase, nothing happens. Okay, so operator phase. Right, so we can just sneak up here. We'll sneak up here. 1. Move and attack for 2. Do we leave it there? Do we sprint? We will sprint. 1, 2, 3. Right. Okay, we'll go with that. I'm getting a little blasé here. Okay, no axis advance phase, the event phase, so that flips to black, and we turn that over. And white patrollers go 180. Oh, that's good. We want that guy going the other way, but I'm not sure we want this guy going the other way. Oh, maybe we do. And this guy goes the other way. Okay. All right. Axis patrol phase. Right. So black is patrolling. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a black patroller here. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's only 2 black patrols. We donned that one, didn't we? Okay. The axis attack phase. There is no axis attack phase during the end phase. That does not disappear because it's not in cover. Neither does that. So we're on to the next turn. Right, so if I go in and assassinate that, that I believe is a window, or is it a door? I think it's a window, which means that guy will see it. So I can't really do that. So is it time to just start shooting stuff up? I don't know. I really don't know. Okay, and we'll go 1. Sorry, we'll sprint 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 2 action. Sorry, 1, 2, 3 for 2 action points. That's my 3rd action point. And I'll just crouch because it's cool. So I'm crouching. So no axis advance phase, the event phase. Right. So black patrollers do a 180. So this guy just spins back around that way. And this guy goes back the other way. That's good. We don't want this guy moving through that's really good. Okay. So now the axis patrol phase, the whites will move. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we don't want that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. End phase. Back to the operator phase. Right, it's my turn. I could do a suicidal charge across the road and end the game here, but I'm going to do something a little bit more subtle and try and do it a little cleaner. So what I'm going to do is I am going to sprint. No, I'm not going to sprint. I'm going to go 1, 2. I'm going to climb in here for 3, and then I'm going to move and attack for 4. And get rid of that. So that's my turn. So now we're going to move on to the axis advance phase. There is none, so we're going to go to the event phase. So we're still in stealth mode here. So that looks like sentries, white, rotate once clockwise. Okay, so that's a white sentry. And I don't see another one. Right, so that's that done. The patrol phase, so the black units will patrol. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. Yep. I just eliminated that black patroller, so there's only one left. Okay. The axis attack phase. I don't believe there is an axis attack phase. It's going to look very silly if there is one. I'll just double check that. No one can see me. Okay. So the end phase. So nothing is cleaned up here. So back to the operator phase. So this. We'll go out here for one. We have to climb that hedge, I believe. 2. I will sprint 1, 2, 3 for 3. And I won't use my 4th action point. I assume I can do that. No advance phase. We flip an event. So white patrollers will spin. We don't want that. Oh, we definitely don't want that. Oops. Assume I'm not seen. I better make sure I'm not seen. I'll have a quick check. The Axis patrol phase. Oh no, I'm in trouble because it's white. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, a hedge. Okay, I don't get spotted. But this is a trouble. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I don't know what happens here. I have to look the rules up. I've come face to face with the enemy. Back in a sec. Okay, I've had a quick look at the rules. I'm not 100% sure here, but what I believe happens is this guy is now alert, and he will never be unalert because they don't go back to sleep. I am now spotted, so I have to basically change my unit for a spotted crouching spotted unit. This guy shouts a warning, so everybody within 4 spaces is now alert. And I think that's all. I'm not sure if the stealth meter goes up or not. If anybody can confirm that, I couldn't see it. I think it goes up in the end phase. So anyway, that's the end of the Axis patrol phase. Now we have the Axis attack phase, and I think stuff will now happen here. Every unit in a position to make an attack on an operator will do so. Use the Axis unit statistics on the reference page to determine the number of attack dice. Okay. Alright, so we have rifle infantry on patrol. It looks like they have to roll 1 dice and roll over 3. But they're short range, so they get a +1. So I think they have to roll a 2 on 1 dice. They did. I don't know what happens. Am I dead? You'd think so. It's a rifle. I don't know what happens. I think that happens. I think I just lose 1 unit because we're British and we're indestructible. Yeah, that's a bit odd. Okay, so that's the Axis attack phase. So now we go to the end phase. So I believe the alert goes down 1. And now we're fighting, chaps. Here we go. Back to my turn. So we're back to the operator phase, and I think I have to attack. So let's attack. So I get out my pistol, and what do I do here? I've got to roll 5, but I'm in close range. I've got to roll 4. Really? That's what I got to do? I've got to roll a 4? No, that's a range of 4. Okay, I've got to roll a 5 to hit with my pistol. I'm at short range, so I've got to roll a 3. I could do an aimed attack. What does that mean? I could take aim for 1 action. Maybe I should do that. Okay, I will take aim for 1 action. I will then move and attack, or attack and move, for my second action. So I'm making an attack first. So that's a 6, so that's a hit. So I have eliminated that unit. And I did a move and attack, so I've got to move. So I've taken aim, I've moved and attacked. I've got this guy. I've taken an action in line of sight of this guy, but no, he can't see me. So what I will do is I will have another attack. Will I? How does that work? I've taken two actions. I've got two more actions. Alright, I will take aim again for three actions, and I will move and attack for my fourth action. So I think the rules say I've got to move first and attack. 4. Okay, I've killed him as well. Right. But I think I've got to do my action before he gets to do his reaction. If he's alert, I believe he can basically take a shot at me, but I think I've got to complete my turn before he gets his shot, and he didn't survive my turn. I think that is correct, but I have to confirm that. This is literally my first play, and I am just groping my way through the rules here. So anyway, that is my turn. So the Axis advance phase. There are no alert units because everything was out of earshot. Was it out of earshot? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, maybe it wasn't. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I think he's no alert. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's not alert. Okay. So there's an earshot rating of 6 for this gun. So I think that was all out of earshot. But I did fire a loud weapon, and I think that does put the alert up 1. Let me double check. Being heard. Anytime a loud weapon is used, a weapon with an earshot greater than 0, the stealth meter will advance 1 space. Okay, so how many shots? I did 2 shots, so this stealth meter is down to 2. Any access units within earshot of a loud weapon will turn to face the direction of the shot, and their tokens will flip to be alert. Okay, so he is now alert. All right. Okay, I've had a quick look at the rules. So this guy will move to get in an attack position during the Axis advance phase. So he's going to move through this window for 2, and he's trying to get into an advantageous attack position. So I've lost. So what he will do, what's an advantageous attack position? I assume he's going to go this way. 2, sorry, that's 4 movement points there. Right, so if I take an action within his line of sight, he will fire on me. Event phase. Alarm goes down to 1. This is going to be a close run thing, and blacks will patrol. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the only black unit. So Axis attack phase. So he can't attack me. End phase. Right, so stuff has happened. There is an alert Axis unit on the board, so we advance the meter 1 space, so the alarm has gone off. Remove corpse tokens inside buildings. The cigarette is bothering me. It says remove the cigarette token from play. What the heck is a cigarette token? Well, that is a cigarette token, but how do you use it? If the alarm sounds in the end phase due to the presence of alert Axis units, remove the closest operator token. Okay. Well, the alarm has sounded, but I'm not going to worry about it because I think it's my turn and I can simply just do a sprint into the room. 1, 2, 3 for 2 action points, and I have achieved the victory conditions. I've got into the room where Anders is. The recipe for pickled herring is safe. The Empire is saved. Rule Britannia. Britannia rules the waves. And yeah, so that was the very first, very rough, probably error-ridden look through SAS Rogue Regiment. I like what I see. It's thinky, but it's not overly complex. I really need to go through and read these rules again because, as in the first game of anything I try, yeah, I've probably made a ton of mistakes. I don't even know if I set this character up correctly. I just put these red tokens out because this is the red character and they all seem to be color coded based on the character. Don't even know if that was right. Don't even know what I put here. I don't know how to throw a grenade. I don't know what that is. And that is probably the marking unit to mark a target to actually get some fire modifiers. So yeah, this was very rough and I apologise for that, but I just couldn't wait and I wanted to make a video about it. So anyway, this looks good. And yeah, we will see you next time. Bye. I'm back, just when you thought you got rid of me. I went off to Board Game Geek and looked up a couple of things. I don't use Board Game Geek a lot these days, but basically this game was a Kickstarter. This is the retail version of the game that I played. There is apparently a black box edition which has a lot more stuff in the box. Just basically all the Kickstarter goodies that basically if you back the game early, and it took 2 years to deliver apparently, you would have got a whole lot more stuff with this game. I've just got the retail version, but literally 3 days ago or 2 days ago, this game relaunched, so you can basically get the black box edition with all the extra stuff if you back it now. I think the campaign has got another week or 10 days to run. There's also an expansion which they've announced. I have backed it. I just couldn't back it quick enough. I've seen enough of this to know this is actually this is for me. So yeah, this is a rare opportunity just basically to get in on this game now. I had no idea. I just bought this blindly because I don't look at Kickstarter. I don't look at Board Game Geek. So yeah, this was just a happenstance purchase. So yeah, get on board. I think this game has a lot of potential. The rules are solid enough that yeah, a lot of Kickstarter games can be a little airy-fairy and underdeveloped, but this one looks like it's got some spit and polish to it. So yeah, get on board, chaps. Rule Britannia. See ya.